attest to that. I think the joke my mom said that she bought me, like, I wore out 2 separate Fisher-Price tape recorders that you could, like, record yourself into, and just with my stream of consciousness songs that I was making up. But it's just like everything I saw, you know, singing about it. But so I feel like music is one of those things that people that love music and want to do music just kind of have it there. It's just there, and you can't really explain it where this music is coming from.
But you're driven to do that.
Yeah, you're just driven. I mean, I really can't remember a time that I didn't love music and want to do it. And I've talked to other people that are artists and other people that are musicians, and they all feel the same way too. It's like you can't not do it. So my whole life has sort of been a story of, okay, how am I going to find a way to do this? Because I have to do it. It wasn't a way of if I'm going to do it, it was how am I going to work it into my life and do it. So.
And I know you have a practical side to yourself. And
yes, I do.
And so there was a side of you that said, hey, I
Right.
can't just go and do this. I need to have another profession because I'm not sure if
Right.
I can make this work.
Well, you know, I came from a family of educators. So both my parents were professors, and which is unusual in Shake Rag, Tennessee, which I already said I was from. But, you know, I knew that it was really important to have a strong foundation of education and, you know, something that, an employable skill.
Right.
So I worked, you know, I took that very seriously, and it's just tough because, like I said, when you're driven to do music, you know you've got to do it somehow, but, you know, dealing with the realities of, you know, a lot of people in the music business are unemployed, or they don't, you know, they're just scraping by. And so I did have that other side of me, you know, that was pulling me in another direction, kind of saying, okay, be smart, you know, be practical. And I really love where I am right now in my career because I feel like I've finally struck a balance that feels right, and I don't feel like I'm making any sacrifices anymore.
Right.
So it feels really good. But going back to your first question about my gig, the
Right.
first gig that I ever had.
How was that?
Well, okay, so when you're driven to do music and you have this, you know, desire even as a child, I was always begging my parents, you know, let me try out for this, take me to this, and, you know, anything I heard about. And we were living in Dallas at the time, and I had done something in like a Christmas play at church, and the choir director had told me about some friends of his that he was like, hey, they're looking for some kids to come and audition to do this TV show. You know, I'd love for you to go do it. So, of course, I was like, yes, please take me, let's do it. So I went and auditioned for them, and it happened to be that they were casting for this show called Barney and Friends that was on PBS,
yeah.
which ended up getting picked up and running for years on PBS. So I had no idea at the time, you know, nobody knew anything about it. It was just like, it's a show about a purple dinosaur and, you know, uses imagination.